Hello, and welcome to another video with me, Yogan. So, in the recording Revenge of the Ego by Bernard Pullman, there is a specific phrase, the phrase of having the free choice to choose what is best for all. That we have that freedom of choice to always choose what is best for all, and the point of process is to get to that point where you do have that freedom to choose what is best for all. The reason why it's phrased in that way, like he says in the video, is that we are programmed, we have mind programmings, and so therefore we are, let's say, trapped or enslaved in that point, and we are limited to that point, and to step out of that is, let's say, a freedom, is to be free of that programming, and the only choice that we can choose is what is best for all. So there is that point of reaching our freedom, so we actually have the real free choice to choose what is best for all. Now within programming, we are not free to choose, and we believe we have free choice, and we speak about free choice, but with our programming, we only choose according to our programming. Once we actually walk out of the programming and stop it, do we actually have that point of actual real freedom, and the only choice possible is what is best for all. Now, that specific phrase and that part of the video, that is relevant right now in my life, in this application that I'm doing. And it's an application that does span across my process, across my history, because I've written many times in this way of accessing that power, that strength, that authority. There's one blog I remember where I wrote about that king from the Bible, I think the Egyptian king, where he was like, "And so it is written, and so it is done. Let it be written, and let it be done." Basically that point of so authority that this is the point, and this is the outcome, and that's what it is. And so that point is really relevant for process, and I wrote that within the point of me living that authority, me living, okay, here we are with destiny, here we are with what's best for all, here we are, what we are doing, here is what I am doing, this is my stand, I stand. And that point of standing is very important, that point of authority, that point of absolute will, where your will is absolute and will never waver. That is very important in process and in self, in walking these points of the mind. And I was aware of that back then. That's why I was pushing it, because I know, like how Bernard said, the chances of us failing is tremendously higher than succeeding. It is very tough. And at one point of standing absolute, continuing standing, that is very important. That is necessary. It's important to practice and emphasize. Now, within myself and how this is relevant to me right now, what I see is exactly this point. Me needing to stand. Because right now it is a battle of wills. It has been a battle of my will versus the will of others. With their opinions, with their beliefs, with their suggestions, with what they're saying. That I should do this, I should do that. That I'm not allowed to do this. And this is how it is. And it is specifically to this point where it is a battle of will, where I have to stand in front of them and say, no, this is my choice, this is what I'm doing, and this is what is best for all. And yes, it is in contrary to their will, and yes, they will resist it. And I have to stand so absolute in that point. So absolute. And this is a point of choosing what is best for all. I am choosing what is best for all. That is my choice. That is what my choice is reflecting. Your choice is not what is best for all. And to really stand the point and walk the point, that is difficult, that is challenging, and that is what is needed, and that is what I am choosing to do. And it is here in this video, I can see my point in this video of how I am pushing my stand. I am pushing my voice. I am making my commitment. And at the same time, I see my wavering. I see the point of it being not absolute yet, it being a point of a battle of wills. And it is a battle. It is a war. To deny that would be silly. It is me trying to stand, me standing so absolute where, yeah, then I would say that I absolutely stand, and so it's not even a struggle for me. It's not even a war. It's not even a battle. It's nothing. I stand. This is my choice. And so I know it's that point of I stand absolutely no matter what. No matter how bad things get, no matter if I'm physically suffering, no matter if I am in horrible conditions, I stand. I stand no matter what kind of consequence, no matter the points that I may be facing, no matter how bad it gets. I stand. And this is my choice, and this choice is what's best for all. So it's that point then, which is what I'm speaking here and emphasizing, and what I require to live. I choose what is best for all, and I speak it loudly for you to hear, for all to hear, that this is me. And no matter what, no matter the consequence, no matter what I will face it. But I will continue to stand as what is best for all, as all as one is equal. I will continue to stand in everyone's shoes. I will continue to stand within that as my purpose for living. I will continue to stand and say that this is what is best for all, that I know it, and I see it, and I am applying it to the best of my ability in this physical 3D world of limitation. I apply it and I live it. And nothing and no one, not a single person, can stop me. And that is my will, and that is who I am. And so for me, this is what it's about. It's about standing the point. It's about that struggle. It's about that war. It's about that battle of the will. It's about me standing absolute. And within doing so, me reaching that point of, okay, this is normal. This is what it is. This is who I am. Then nothing will affect this point. Nothing will affect me in standing. And I will speak it, and I'll share it, and I'll say it proudly. And yes, I have the audacity to say and know what is best for all. In this world full of people, let's say, humans, which are known to be deceptive, are known to be corruptible, are known to have good intentions and pave bad roads. I say that I do know it, and I say that I have the path, I have the process, I have the principles, I am walking it. I am proof of it. And yes, I say that in this world. So it's really, for me, standing here in the face of let's say, all of my reactions, all of my thoughts, all of my points, every single point which I haven't stood in yet, that I haven't faced in yet, which is all that I'm sharing now in this video, and the point of really standing, let's say, more deeper and more deeper in the world system. The more of the heart of the world system, where the world system will look at you and analyze you for every single flaw, every single point, every single excuse or reason which is purely a point of thought, a purely a point of opinion, purely a point of emotion, feeling, and personality, as an abuse of power. To truly face that point and walk the eye of the needle. So with such detail and such care, that I do stand, I do have the audacity to do call out the points where and when I can, to call them out, to where and when I can stand, that I do stand, where I do test and I do push every single point possible. I do push the limits. I do push everywhere I can. And so it's really standing as that point, for real, with people, with strangers, with things, with wherever it is possible. And to walk it completely. Because the reaction, the play out, would be living in fear and succumbing to the wills of others, and always compromising, always choosing the easy path, always choosing whatever is the option that others are suggesting, because that must be what is acceptable. Instead of pushing, instead of questioning, instead of trying something different and seeing how they react and respond. Because they may, yes, react negatively to do that anyway, because I do not know. I do not know how people will react. And it's facing that point and doing that point, because part of what is best for all, and part of applying my will as having the freedom to choose what is best for all, is to investigate, is to test, is to push the points, is to see how people respond and how they react. And yes, I will be the source of the trigger. I'll be the source of, let's say, the reaction. I will be the point that would be attacked. So yes, I do that. And so it's really about standing in this world system. It's really about standing in the face of the minds of people, because people are not walking process like me as an equal. They have their minds. And so of course they want to remain trapped. Of course they want to remain limited. Of course they don't want any point to disrupt them. But there has to be some disruption. There has to be some point of support for them. There has to be. And that's why it's through my will, my absolute will, to stand by what's best for all, that I can actually push the point, create the point, test the point, and see the point through for them. And it is standing within this point of survival. It is standing within this point of the system. It is standing within this point of money. It is standing within this point of personality and ego. and finding a way. For me, living my will, absolutely, as what is best for all is the choice that is best for all. That is my purpose, that is my goal, that is what I can do. What will happen is what will happen. I accept that yes, things can go really physically bad. I know that. But every single time it goes bad, there's always a chance for the next time. That next time can always, let's say, be good. Here, good and bad is very relative. There's a really great story about the relativity of good and bad that relates to a horse and the father buying his son a horse. We call one thing good, we call one thing bad, and that it can even change overnight. So yes, it's about facing everything. And it is about not knowing what will happen. And yes, it will be about working and pushing and living and thriving. And for me, that soil of fertility, that fertile soil for thriving is within this application, is within my will, is within me standing. Because within that point, I know I succeed. So even though I've had goals, and I do still have the goals, of all sorts of different successes, of all sorts of different things that would be great. Yes, I have those goals. Yes, I have them. That's fine. If I don't get them, that's fine as well. Because my primary goal, my primary, let's say, mission, is to live this point, is to live this will, is to push, is to see these points through into reality in my reality with people. That is what is real. That is what is here in real time. No matter what it is I'm doing for money, for survival, that I can always keep doing. Life isn't meant to be just about survival. It is meant to be a point of thriving, a point of expression, a point of supporting others, a point of oneness and equality with all. And yes, doing this and living this with people who are reactive, people who are possessed, people who are demonic. To keep pushing their buttons, to keep pushing the point, to keep pushing, to never let up that will point, that I have the freedom of choice, and I choose what is best for all, and no one and nothing can ever affect that, change that. So you will fail, and I will succeed. So I do this video as a point of sharing. I'm still walking the point. I'm doing this video as part of me walking the point. But here's what it is here. And here's what I'm realizing and seeing the connections in my life across all sorts of various points. And understanding the advice I've been given throughout this time period to understand the points of who I am and my responsibility, to understand the points of my future, my expression, understand the points of my eyes, understand the points of my voice, understand what it is that I've been going through, and really connecting the dots. And really facing and standing, and utilizing and manifesting my will into reality, bending reality according to my will, having that absolute guts, courage, audacity, shamelessness to recreate reality, to recreate my self-image of what is best for all, and say, yes, this is what I'm doing. This is who I am. Too bad what you may be thinking. Okay. So, here's another moment in reality on Earth.